Alright guys, we're back again. In today's video we'll be learning how to edit like Iman Gadzhi in Davinci Resolve, just like this. Alright guys, let's get started. So we're going to start setting up our project. Go to File, Project Settings, and this I'm going to go for 920 by 1080. It's a 1080 file. Then down here, timeline frame rate, I'm going to change that to 23.976. This is exactly what I shoot with my camera. From here, I can go straight to save and I can go for change project. This is a video. I'll be providing you guys with this video. It will be down there below. You can download and practice along. Let's go to the edit page. That's where we'll be playing most of the time. Let's drag and drop in the timeline. So first of all, let's make a duplicate of this. Make sure you have this turned off so you will not make a duplicate of the audio file, this very one. So now I can press Option or Alt and drag upwards. Click on the down one. We don't want to be seeing it now, so we can press D to disable it. Then with the top one, when we go to Fusion page, it's going to be the top one we're going to work on. So I'm going to show you guys two ways of creating it, the free version and also the paid version. In my opinion, you should go for the paid version. The free version is a whole lot of work. Press Shift and the space bar. It's going to bring the select tool out. From here, we can search for Magic Mask. Just click on add. It's going to add right down here. Now, when you go to the right side, I'm going to use Better. And also with the plus pen tool selected, I can now just draw around the subject I want to cut out, which in this case, it's myself. So I can just go for something like this, leave it, and it's going to cut it out nicely. From here, what I can do is I can track it forward and backwards using this very tool. Click on that. It's going to track forward and then it's going to track backwards and it's going to take a while. Whilst we were waiting for it to track forward and backwards, if you're enjoying this, don't forget to drop a comment down below and also hit the subscribe. It really means a lot to me. So now it is done. It was able to cut it. When I play and show you guys, it cut it out nicely in the timeline. Let's stop that and let's go to the edit page. You can see it did really clean job. That's why I'll recommend you going for the studio version. Now let me turn this on, D to turn it on. And I'm going to show you guys the other way. So we don't need this very one. So let's disable that, make a duplicate of this once more and turn this off and start working with this. So with this selected, we can go straight to the color page. On that side, we can go for the power window. Click on that. We have the pen tool right on this side. Just click to select that. From here, what you do is draw around the subject you want to cut out nicely. When you click and hold, it's going to give you the curve option that you can curve around the subject. I'm going to do just a rough sketch for the sake of this tutorial. But when you're doing it, just take your time. So now we have this nicely showing. What we can do is right click on this side and we can add alpha output. Then we can connect this very blue channel all the way to this and it's going to cut it out nicely. Now when you go to the edit page, you can see it's going to cut it out nicely. From here, what you do is let's go back to the color page, click on the tracker, and just like we did with the earlier on, we're going to track it forward and we're going to track it backwards. Now when you play and look at it, it's going to track your object or your subject nicely in the timeline. But this, it's going to take you can see it's going to take you a whole lot of time. Let's pause that and let's go to the edit page. So from here, what you do is you can turn the original on and then you can start working with it. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to use this one. I'll delete that and I'm going to be using the one that we did with the magic mask. Next, we're going to start designing our rectangle using the Fusion page. So with this, I can go to Effects and I can go to Effect once again on this side. Then I can drag my Fusion composition in the timeline. I like to use the Fusion composition when it comes to this stuff. It makes your life easy. With that selected, it's up on top. So when we go to Fusion page, it's going to open that very one. I don't want to be seeing the two windows. Remember, this is left and this is right view. So I can go for only the right view to show on this side. Now what I can do is I can bring in a background, drop it in this very side. And I have this turned on. Let me show you guys. Arrange tools, that's to grid. I have it turned on so it can snap to the edges. That's selected. I want to go for the gradient color. So what I can do is go to the right side. And before we do that, let's connect to the media out so we can see on the view side. Now let's go to the top here, change it to gradient. And let me just reduce the size of this view so we can see what we're working with. So with this, I can take it to the top like this, and I can take it to the bottom like this. Let me shape it this way. Now all I have to do is change the bright side, click on it, click on this color, and it's going to bring this out. You can also go straight here and select exactly the color you want to go for. So with this, I think I want to go for this green, or I can go this side and I can really dial it in exactly how I want it. Then I will click on OK. Now what we do is we're going to add a mask node to this very file. With that selected, you can go to rectangle mask, click on that, and it's going to cut it out nicely. With the rectangle selected, now I can shape it nicely using the parameters on this side. I want to go for something like this. Now with the corner radius, I want the round edges so I can add more to it. When you look on this side, we're adding to that very side. Now I think with the gradient, I can add a bit of it to it. So let's go for 50% view and let me bring this up. What we can do now is we want to have some white edges around it. And with this, one trick that I use is, let me move this. I'm going to create the same style on this very side, and then I'll connect them together. So I can go for one more background, drag it on top, go to color, and this time around I'm going to change it to white, or you can go straight here and select white. Then I can go for OK. With that selected, I can go for a mask, rectangle mask. It's going to shape it round. When you go to view one, we can see it. Let me show you. Let's go to double view. And when I click on this and press 1, or when I click on this side, it's going to show exactly how it's going to look like. But I just want to work with one viewer, so I can go for only that. And because we've not connected to anything, that's why it's not showing at the media out now. So with this, I want to connect the two of them together, and the easiest way to use it is using a merge node. And this time around, merge is not going to give us the result that we want, so we can go for multi-merge. So this is going to come from the background, the white that I'm creating, and then this is going to come on the foreground before they all connect to the media out. I can take this off and I can connect it to this side, and it's going to create it nicely. Now when I connect this to the out, you can see it's going to bring it out. So remember, this is the white and we just want it around this green background. So with this, I think easiest way for us to shape it around is just to see exactly the values with this, right? Rectangle, I mean with this one, when we go to rectangle, we can see the width is 2.52 and this is 425. So let me go for exactly that. 252.252 and the other one was 425. So I can go for 0.425. It's going to give me something like this. And then let's see the radius. It was 0.3. So I can go for exactly that 0.23. Now it's going to look like this. Now all I have to do is increase the border width and it's going to come around it nicely. When you look on this side, it looks too big for my liking, so I can dial it down a bit. So whilst editing this video, I realized there's an easy way of doing this. Let me show you guys. So this is it. Let me copy this. This is the one we're going to talk about. Command C to copy. Command V to paste on this side. Let me disable this and connect this so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So this very one, if you want to create the white borders, easy way we can also do is, let's copy this very file. Command or Control C to copy, and let's paste it on this very side. So now we can connect this to this using the multi-merge. That's selected. I can click on multi-merge and I can take this off from here and I can put it on the multi-merge. Now I can connect the multi-merge to the media out. So now this is going to have the same colors as this. So what we can do is, let's just click on this background. So that's selected. We can go to type, select solid color, and now we can go for white. And now we can click on OK. Because the rectangle is having the same shape, it's going to look like this. Don't worry. Now let's click on the rectangle. Border width, just like we did with the previous one, we can just increase it a bit. And when you look around it, you can see what it's doing. it's creating the shape around it. So I think this method looks quite simple and easy to do than the previous one that I show you guys. All right, guys, let's go back to the tutorial. Now we're going to bring in our line first. So the line, this is what we're going to do. Click on the empty space on this side, then press shift and the space bar for the select tool. Then we can search for B spline, select the first one and click on add. It's going to drop on top of it. So now with the B spline, I want it to be on top of all this one. So I'm going to add a merge to this. Click on that and let's just add merge node to that. Then we can connect the B spline to the foreground, so it's going to fall on top of all this one. Select the B spline and we're going for a straight line, so I can press shift, make one dot on this side and press shift, make sure you're holding that, and I can drop the second point on this side. Now with that done, I want to take off the view controls and I can now increase the border width, and it's going to give me the line that I want. So you can go for the shape. Something like this is what I'm going for. Now with the level, I want it to fade out a bit. And with that, what we can do is we're going to animate it right away. So that's selected. Make sure we go to the first frame of it. Let me show you. When we go to the edit page, it's going to go to the first frame. Now let's go to the fusion page and let's start animating it. Remember, the red is going to be our playhead. Select the B spline and we're going to use length. Drop a keyframe on length. Then with this, I want it to be somewhere 30 to 40. Let's go for 35. Take our red playhead to that very side. Then I can drop second one on length. What I can do is go to the first keyframe we created using this arrow. It's going to take you there. Then you can just take off the length just like this. And now when you play, it's going to write on nicely that way. Now let's make that smooth. We can go to the spline. Make sure you turn this on and it's going to bring it out on this side. If it's not showing, you can click on zoom to fit and it's going to bring it out. Now I can just select that and I can press S for the smooth curve. And now when I play and show you, it's going to come in smooth that way. And I feel like 35 is too short. So let me stretch that. Click on this very icon, so I can stretch the individual keyframe point without destroying the curve. Now what we're going to do is, you can leave it this way, but with this, I want it to come towards this side so I can rotate that. Very simple. We're going to do with this very tool. That is going to be somewhere Y. So look at the Y axis, right? When I rotate it, we are basically rotating it on the screen, right? Now when I play and show you, it's going to go the opposite direction, exactly how we want it to look like. Now let's close the spline. So I want to add just a dot with a text file, so I can click anywhere in this space, go for the text node, connect it to this, and it's going to create this for us. Let me stretch this here a bit. So with the text, I'm just going to go for a normal dot, and I don't want it to be round. I want it to be square. So I will search for a font style that's going to make it look square. This is giving me the square shape that I want. So I'm going to use that. Let's just reduce the size of it a bit. And then let's go to transform and let's try to rotate it a bit using this control. So let me use the Z axis. It's going to rotate it nicely this way. Now I can just drag it towards this side. So with that, you can go for any animation. With this, I think I will go for basic fade in animation, but you can also go for zoom in, which is going to come out clean. So with that, I can take playhead to the first frame of it and I can go for shading. I'm going to see opacity on that very side. I can just drop a keyframe on that side. Then I can take my playhead somewhere 40 frames and I can drop second keyframe on opacity. Now use this arrow to go to the previous one and just dial down the opacity. So when you look at it, it's going to fade in nicely. We can make that also smooth. Go for spline and make sure we don't have this one showing, so we can turn off the length. We just want to see opacity. That's the text file. Select the tool, press S to make it smooth. Now we have this nicely on the screen. Let's bring in our text and animate it. So with that, we're going to go for a different text node. Click on that to add it to this side. Let's drag it somewhere here. And let's connect it to this merge and it's going to create a new merge. Select the text And let's just type in what we want to write. The line spacing, I want it to be together. So let me bring it all together this way. And the font style, let me change it to this font style. It looks really clean. Select that and I can reduce the size of it nicely this way. So now we're going to animate that and I'm going to show you guys one trick. Select the text. We're going to start on this side. Right click on this space where we wrote in the text and we're going to select follower. Let's go to transform and let's just change it to words on this side. Now let's go to modify and let's start playing around with the modifier. Click on shading. I want to drop first keyframe on opacity, right? So let me take my playhead. Remember, this is our playhead to the very starting of it. So it will match all the animations that we have. Now we can drop keyframe on opacity right on this side. Then click on transform and modify. Let's change that to words 2 once again. And now we can add keyframe on offset. That's the position X and Y. When we click, it's going to create a path. Don't worry. We've locked in first keyframe on that side. Now double click on the follower one on top. It's going to bring this out once again for you. And you can see the keyframe is right on that side. Now we can go to somewhere 45. That's where the line also come in nicely. So I can go for somewhere 30 because this kind of style is going to last long. And what we can do is on offset, the Y axis, we want to drag it down a bit this way. So I want it to be somewhere here. It's going to come within the square shape that I have. Go to opacity. Remember, it's going to start here. So we can go to shading, opacity. We can take it all the way to 0. And now when you play, it's going to come in this way. We did the opposite. So let's work that very quick. Let's go to transform, go to this side. We want this to be our ending position, right? So let's go here. Let's undo that. And let's go here. This is our starting. So we can drag that all the way down here. Now we can go to the 30 frames ahead and we can change Y-axis to 0. So now when you look, it's going to come in nicely this way. Let's do it with the shading tool. It's giving us the opposite. So this is the last keyframe. We want it to be showing on that side. Then when you go to the previous, we want it to go all the way down. So now when you play, it's going to come in nicely. I hope I did not get you guys confused on that side. I did the opposite. Now what we can do is we want it to be coming in one word at a time. So we can go to timing and on the other, click on that and we can go for left to right. Now what we can do is the delay is where we can play the trick at. When we go all the way down here, it's going to come in one letter at a time, but we want it to be one word at a time. So I can go somewhere below 2. That's the sweet spot. So somewhere 1.6 could work. Now when I play and show you guys, it's going to come in one word at a time. Now what we can do is let's go to the spline to bring all of them out. We don't want the text opacity, so let's just take it off. And one way we can do is when we go for the 3 dot on the top, most of the time we don't want to be showing all of them, so we can select show only selected tool and it's going to bring only the ones that we've selected, so we don't keep seeing all of them at once. Select that, press S, and it's going to give us the smooth curve. So now we have this nicely done. When we go to the edit page, it's going to show nicely on this side, and we want this to be behind this very subject. We're going to do that. Just click on this. This is the cutout, right? So let's bring it on top of it. When I press D to enable it, it's going to go behind that. But let's just disable it now and start working with this. So with this, we want to create the 3D look. And so far, when you use the pitch and the yaw, it looks very weird when you look at it, right? Even though it's going to give you the 3D look, it looks a bit weird in my opinion, right? Something like this, it's not giving us the shape that I want or the look that I want. So I'm going to show you guys using the Fusion page. Let's undo that. Now what we can do is, let's make a compound clip of the Fusion. Right click, go to new compound, and let's just say all square. Now with that, right click on that and let's open in Fusion page. It's going to bring us this very window. From here, what we can do is press shift and also the space bar for the select tool. Now we can search for DVE. So DV is going to bring it out, this very one, and we can click on add. And I was having this selected, so it's going to add to that nicely. Now with this selected, when we use the rotation on this side, look at it carefully. You can see it's maintaining the shape. It's just changing the perspective, and we can use it with the x-axis and also with the z-axis nicely on this side. Let me undo that. Now we just want to rotate with the y-axis, so I can go for something like this. And when I go to the edit page, you can see it look nicely on that side. So from here, let me turn this on. D to turn it on. Now let's click on the R square. Let's position it nicely and let's make it big behind me this way. So this is how it's going to look like. And when it comes in fully, I want it to end somewhere here. So now we can start animating that. I will take my playhead to the starting of it. Make sure you have that selected. Let's drop on position and also on composite. Now we can take our playhead all the way here, and we can drop on composite and also position. Now use this arrow to go to the previous one, click on that. And what we can do is we can take Y all the way down to somewhere here. And opacity, we can take it all the way to 0. So when you look, it's gonna come in nicely this way. Now the speed looks linear. Let's change that and make it smooth. So with that selected, now we have all of them on this side, the keyframes. Click on that, it's going to bring that out. Also, when you click on this, it's going to show the keyframe on this very side. But we're going to get the curves on this side, so we're going to use that. Now let's click on the curves to bring it out. So now what we can do is, we were working on the opacity and also with the y-axis. So when we click on this, go to video, we can select opacity and also position Y. It's going to bring the two out. Now select the two in the timeline this way. And when you go to the top here, make sure you have the flat handle mode turned on. Now when we click on this drop down menu, we can go for ease in and out, and it's going to add that S curve to it nicely. Now when I play and show you, it's going to come in smooth this way. And remember, if the animation with the text is too slow for you, we can just right click on this, open in timeline, so we can get access to the Fusion page. Then we can go to Fusion and we can adjust it on this side when it comes to the animation with that, if you remember. Now let's go back to the edit page and let's go to our timeline. Click on this and go to timeline, and it's going to bring it out. Also, you can click on this and you can display all the timelines on this side, so you don't keep going to the top. So now let me show you what we have so far today. It comes in nicely this way, and we're going to make it go down on this very side. So when it comes in this way, I want it to go down. Click on the R square and let's drop on position and composites. Now we can take it somewhere here and we can do exactly that once again on the two parameters. Now on that very keyframe point on the y-axis, let's take it all the way down and let's go for composite all the way to 0. And we already have this open, so we can just select these 2 points, go to the drop down menu, and we can go for ease in and out. So now let me show you what we have so far for today. It comes in nicely behind the subject. And then on this side, it goes back again. Nicely done. All right, if you want to know more about Davinci Resolve, you can check on this playlist. Catch you in the next one. Peace.